Hello, Win Column. Welcome on in to another edition of the Ravens Rundown, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. So glad to have you with us as we look back on the Ravens' 24-9 win over the New York Jets to begin the 2022 NFL season. Slow start for the Ravens, but not about how you start, but how you finish. Let's look back on the game that was for Baltimore, getting this done, 24-9, and Lamar Jackson was terrific, going 17 of 30 through the air, 213 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Rashod Bateman had a really good outing as well, 2 receptions, 59 yards, and a touchdown grab. Devin Duvernay with 4 catches for 54 yards and 2 touchdowns. Meanwhile, the Jets, the Ravens' pass defense was put up to quite the test as former Ravens quarterback Joe Flacco, taking on his old team, threw the ball 59 times. Flacco held to just 1 touchdown, and there was an interception made by Marcus Williams. The run game led for the Jets by Michael Carter, who had 10 carries for 60 yards. Corey Davis had 6 catches for 77 yards. We'll break this game down in detail, but first, what is your one-word reaction to the Ravens' win against the New York Jets? What's your thoughts? How would you use one word to describe that performance to open up the season for your Baltimore Ravens? Let us know in the comment section below how you would describe this win for Baltimore in Week 1, getting the dub. Wasn't necessarily the perfect performance, but a job well done for Baltimore. How would you describe it? Let us know in the comment section. Give me one word to describe the Ravens' win. This is why you just should subscribe to the channel, folks. You know, I promised you that I would get the Ray Lewis dance in after we reached 7,000 subscribers, so here we go, right? Yeah, whatever it was. That's my effort. Maybe I need to learn a little bit more. But nonetheless, big win for the Ravens. That's why you subscribe to the channel, because we're breaking down this team like no one else is, with instant post-game reaction, news, rumors, trades, free agency, and everything in between. It's all in one place. It's right here on the Ravens Rundown. Subscribe now. Turn on notifications so you never miss a moment each and every day here on the channel as we cover your favorite team from Week 1 all the way through the end of the season. It's all in one place right here on Ravens Rundown. Let's start with the good for your Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson. Look, we haven't seen Lamar Jackson throughout the entire preseason. Did not play at all. And we also wondered with the contract situation if that was going to be a distraction of some sorts. I didn't think it would be, but it was certainly talked about. And Lamar Jackson, he put all of that stuff aside. There was the report that came out this morning that he turned down a contract offer that would have made him the second highest paid quarterback in the entire National Football League, but he wasn't getting the guaranteed money he wanted, much like what Deshaun Watson got. And he was able to put that all aside. It wasn't an issue. It wasn't a distraction. He's going to move forward this season and be a good soldier. He did his part. He was a good teammate. He played well. I liked what I saw from Lamar Jackson today in the win. Secondly, the Ravens receivers. Much has been talked about with this Baltimore Ravens team throughout the offseason, how this receiving core, this young group would develop after moving on from Marquise Brown and Sammy Watkins, your number 1 and number 2 receivers from a year ago, and they stepped up just fine. We saw a really good day from Rashod Bateman with 2 catches for 59 yards and a touchdown grab. Also saw a good day from Devin Duvernay as well. He had 2 touchdown scores. Those guys filling the void were ready for prime time. I loved what I saw from those guys. And Mark Andrews, even, adding him to the equation. Here was somebody that we haven't seen this entire preseason, coming off a career year last year, and Mark Andrews picked up right from where he left off in 2021. He had 5 catches for 52 yards. I liked what I saw from the Ravens receiving core. Also the good, the defense. And credit new defensive coordinator Mike McDonald for the job that he put together, getting really creative on defense. The way that they attacked and caused problems for Joe Flacco. Look, say what you want about Flacco as a backup quarterback and anything like that, but anytime a quarterback throws the ball 59 times, your defense is going to be put to a test, and they were. what a day from Marcus Williams leading that defense. One of the newest members of the Baltimore Ravens. He comes in and was really good. Had an interception, led the Ravens in tackles, and was a huge part of the Ravens' win today. I liked what I saw from him in that defense. Credit where credit's due to Mike McDonald there. So that is the good from the Ravens' performance. Liked what I saw from Lamar Jackson in this game, even with the interception. Rashod Bateman, solid outing with that touchdown, as we mentioned. Mark Andrews, really good as well with his performance in the win for your Baltimore Ravens. So with that, with the good out of the way, we'll get to the bad in a second. There was some bad, even with a 24-9 win. What was your player of the game? If you had to pick one, who was your player of the game for the Baltimore Ravens in this victory? For me, I'll keep it simple. Go with Lamar. Even with the interception, I'm going with Lamar Jackson as my player of the game. Marcus Williams would be my defensive player of the game. Those would be the two guys I'd lean towards. How about you, though? Let us know in the comments section who your player of the game was for the Baltimore Ravens. Today's show is presented by BetUS. BetUS, they are the absolute best in the game. They've got you covered with your game. And if you use the promo code CHAT125, you can bet on your Baltimore Ravens all season long. Also, more football this weekend. Got that Monday night game coming up between the Seahawks and the Broncos. Maybe you'll want to lay a wager on that or some college football next week. Whatever it may be, bet with BetUS at chatsports.com/bet. Promo code CHAT125 at checkout for 125% deposit bonus. You put $100 down, you're going to get $125 to spend for free. It's all at one place, chatsports.com/bet. All right, let's get to the bad for the Ravens here. The injury front. The Ravens were already without J.K. Dobbins. He wasn't quite cleared, ready to go. He wanted to play week one. He was hoping to play week one, but wasn't able to give it a go quite yet. Now, I've said for quite some time that when it comes to J.K. Dobbins and that injury front, there's no need to rush him back. That's okay. But Kyle Fuller, your number 3 corner, left the game with a knee injury. He'll have an MRI tomorrow to further evaluate that. And then Juwan James at left tackle, and you're already shorthanded there with, Ronnie Stanley's injury situation and other things on that offensive line. Juwan James is out for the season after tearing his Achilles, re-injuring that Achilles. He left the game, was carted off the field. He is done. So sad news for Juwan James. This was his first regular season game that he's played since 2019, and he's done. So unfortunate for Juwan James there. The run game. We mentioned with J.K. Dobbins not playing, with him out, who would fill the void? And in the preseason, you had other guys play fairly well in that fill-in duty without having Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins around. Mike Davis only had 2 carries for 11 yards. Don't know why he only got 2 carries, quite frankly. Kenyan Drake had 11 carries for 31 yards, brought him over from the Raiders. He wasn't very effective. The ground game as a whole, even with Lamar Jackson, 6 carries for 17 yards, the Ravens were held to just 63 yards on the ground on 21 carries. And the way that this Ravens team is built, how they operate, this team is going to run the football a lot in the future. Getting Dobbins, getting Edwards back, that will help things. But this recipe is not going to last. You cannot, the way the Ravens are built, win a lot of football games with only 63 yards on the ground. They're going to have to run the football better. I think that will improve, but we'll see as far as that goes. Not great, the run game. And then the slow start. The Ravens took a while to get going, right? In the first 27 minutes of this ball game, the Ravens only had 3 points. Now, the second half, they looked like a much better football team. John Harbaugh and company made really good adjustments later on to get the offense going, to get moving, but it was all kind of stagnant the way this started for the Ravens. And just like what we talked about with the run game, you cannot expect that having a slow start is going to lead to victories, that it will cost you if you start out slow all the time. So I understand it's the first game. Stuff's going to happen. You're not going to be perfect, but you can't be starting out slow like that if you want to win games down the road into the future of the rest of the season. Can't have any more slow starts. You can get away with that when you're playing the Jets, but you're not going to get away with that when you're playing the Bills or the Steelers, Bengals, those teams, Browns within your division like that. So there you have it. That's my takeaways. Now it's your turn to be the judge here on Ravens Rundown. Grade the Ravens' performance. Type A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know in the comments section below how you would grade this performance from the Ravens as they advance to 1-0 to start their 2022 NFL season.